Welcome to this recording of How to Read Character. This insightful discourse was originally delivered by Paramahansa Yogananda at the Self-Realization Fellowship International Headquarters in Los Angeles, California, on January 11, 1942. We are honored to share his divine insights and timeless wisdom with you today. By studying the character of others, one can become alert to ways in which he can improve his own nature. To study character in a negative way, however, is not right and has a devastating effect. Everyone shuns a character detective who exposes others' faults. Many people who enjoy criticizing cannot themselves stand criticism, and may even have the same flaws they so righteously deplore in another. Character study is important primarily in this respect. One needs constantly to take note of virtues in others and to implant those good traits in himself. I study character when I choose people with whom to work, but I have an entirely different standpoint for choosing. Sometimes I let a person that I know is bad be with me in the hope that he will change. If he responds to my spiritual thought for his welfare, he becomes better, and if he doesn't, well, I take that chance. I am like a medical doctor who risks exposure to a disease in order to help a patient. All doctors have to take that chance because their desire is to serve. So it is with a spiritual doctor. He undertakes to judge others and show them their defects in order to help them improve. Jesus said, "Judge not that ye be not judged." He condemned that criticism of others which is done solely out of desire to hurt. Such behavior is unkind and spoils friendship. Criticism has no use whatsoever unless it is given with sincere love and only when wanted. It should be offered with a loving desire to help the other person. Those who have learned self-control have the right to help others. From that point of view, character study is worthwhile. Physical appearance, an index of character. One type of character study is based on physiognomy. It is said that the salient characteristics of man are revealed in his body, a very sweeping statement. Not all one's physiological characteristics do tell the real tale of the inner life. Aristotle studied physiognomy as a guide to character. Hindu teachers go deeper. They say that the main thoughts of all one's incarnations are reflected in the eyes. Though the eyes reveal the whole story of the soul, not only of this life but of past lives, still it requires a master's mind to analyze the revelation of your past lives reflected in this life. Once in a while, you are walking along and suddenly notice something in the eyes of a passerby, and you think, "I don't like him," or as the case may be, "I like him." Eyes tell the whole story. Fear, anger, jealousy, greed, generosity, love, courage, spirituality, all these qualities, good and bad, cause corresponding reflections in the eyes. Detectives can control their facial muscles so as not to betray by their expressions what they are thinking, but they cannot hide the suspicion in their eyes. A yogi has calm eyes because he is thinking of the tranquil spirit. Facial and bodily features have been studied. Even the bumps on the head have been analyzed. But physical appearance does not always tell the story, and different cultures draw different conclusions from their observations. Some say that fat people are luxury-loving and don't like to work, and that thin people are more spiritual. Yet in India, fatness in a spiritual person is viewed favorably. Caesar was wary of Cassius' lean and hungry appearance, in which he saw a threat to his power. Some writers have theorized that those who are thin think too much, hence flesh doesn't build up on them. A study of history shows that both lean and stout people have been good rulers. If you are persistently fat now, you were fat many times before, or if in this life you are chronically thin, you have been thin for several incarnations. You have inherited the tendency from the past, and no matter what you eat, that thought pattern tends to manifest itself. Physiognomy as a revealer of character is true if one takes into account the fact that all the thoughts that have passed through a particular mind during many incarnations show in the body. But it takes the intuitive power of a master to read one's physiognomy completely and correctly. For example, Socrates was very ugly. He met a great astrologer who said, "Socrates, you are the most evil and wicked person I know." Socrates' students were very angry at the astrologer, but their teacher replied, "You are right. I have been all that in the past, but though I have overcome it by wisdom now, still the things I did then are registered in this body, making it appear ugly." No two faces are the same. Each is different because of characteristics that have manifested themselves in this life and in past lives. So it is not a matter of simply judging people as bad or good because their present looks are repellent or pleasing. St. Francis was not physically attractive, whereas his disciple brother Massius was a handsome man. But Massius did not possess as great a spiritual beauty as St. Francis. There is another branch of investigation related to physiognomy, that of pathognomy, the study of man's feelings and emotions through the outward signs of his facial expressions and bodily movements, and through study of his emotional reactions to various incidents in his life. Feelings and habits indicate one's characteristics, but some people have cultivated the ability to hide their true feelings because they don't want to expose themselves to others. Two husbands heard the news that their wives had drowned. One was showing great grief, and the other was not saying anything. But the one who showed sorrow outwardly felt less love for his wife than did the husband who didn't reveal by his facial expression any pain at all. So pathognomy, finding out the true feelings and reactions of people, is a very deep study. You can analyze people more surely according to their feelings than according to their physical appearance. I combine the two methods for the most accurate analysis. All those who come to me for training, I place in certain situations to see how their minds and feelings will react. If they respond adversely, I try to correct them, but I don't do this unless the person has asked to be corrected and has given me the authority and permission to guide him. Some people are emotionally stirred at the slightest thing. Musicians in this country are, as a rule, very emotional, and most of your music is emotional because it is written around the theme of human love. In India, music centers around the thought of God. That is why it tends to quiet the storms of emotion and to bring out deep spiritual calmness. Not all Western musicians are emotional, of course, nor are all Indian musicians spiritual, though for the most part they are. The Sanskrit word for musician is Bhagavatar, he who sings the praises of God. In dealing with emotional people, you can seldom bank on their stability. Today they are enthusiastic about you, and tomorrow they leave you. I have seen such persons come to the ashram, and within a few days they would make me feel they were going to be as firmly loyal as the disciple John. Next month, I would find they had gone. If anything hurts me, it is when an avowal of friendship is withdrawn by a breach of that trust. When I give my friendship to anyone, I never take it back. Even-mindedness, a key to development. One can easily tell the difference between the motor type and the thoughtful type of man. The former always wants to work, and the latter wants to think things through. Both types are needed. Motor types like to act at once. They should be taught to direct their energies into spiritually rewarding activities. In order to help each type to create a harmonious balance, I advise motor types to meditate and think more, and thoughtful types to meditate and work more. People addicted to bad habits, overeating, smoking, drinking, have to be carefully handled. Any obstruction of desire causes anger. If you take food away from a greedy man, he will be wrathful. It is useless to try to help such sense slaves until they themselves indicate a real desire to improve. Swami Shankara said that even-minded people will know God. The Master of the universe sits on the altar of even-mindedness. By even-mindedness, man enjoys the perfect equilibrium of peace. One of the three basic qualities predominates in every man. According to Hindu philosophy, Sattva is the quality of those who have spiritual tendencies. They eat properly, cultivate good habits, and are devoted to the Lord. The Rajas quality is manifested in those who are active. Such persons keep busy with work until they die. Those in whom the Tamas quality is uppermost fill their lives with quarreling, anger, jealousy, sensuality, and laziness. Any habit that holds you from spiritual attainment should be overcome. You must be the master of your thoughts and actions. It is better to be the active Rajasic type and to have your habits under control than to be the Tamasic type. But the Sattvic type, in whom goodness manifests itself, is ideal. Those who want to improve themselves should mix more with Sattvic types. Very few people know in what lies their own good. By this one criterion, you can judge anyone. 99% of all people fail under this test. Tell a person, for his own good, to do a particular thing, and he will do exactly the opposite. Why? Because he can't help himself. His materialistic habits are too strong. Very often, people won't do what you suggest, even though they know it is good for them, just to prove that you can't influence them. Those who really want to improve should mix more with those who are calm and self-controlled. Try to mix with people who are normal, and better still, with people who are supernormal. The weak should seek out the strong, and the strong should seek out those who are even stronger. A wrestler will never increase his strength unless he works out with a stronger man. After judging the mental qualities of Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas in others, you can analyze their physical behavior. Some people enjoy being destructive to others' peace and happiness. Their whole purpose is to disturb and upset. Like predatory wolves, they go about in society and seek out fights. Certain types of people have been compared to the jay, chattering all the time. It is said that man was created first, and that the god Twashtri then took the gentleness of the moon, the softness of the down from the swan's breast, the beauty of the flowers, and the chatter of the jay, and, combining these things, made woman. And man was so happy. But after a while he went to Twashtri and said, "She is a beautiful creature. I really appreciate her, but she talks without rest, and she has become the bane of my life. Take her back." Then after 2 months, the man again visited Twashtri. "I am very sad," he said. "Please return the woman to me." But after a while, he came again and said, "Please take her back." This time Twashtri said, "No, you have to keep her." Poor man. He couldn't live with her, but neither could he live without her. Women can complain, for their part, about men. Unless man and woman understand each other's nature, they ignorantly torture one another. Both were created equal in God's eyes. No man can come without woman, and no woman can come without man. It is the duty of man and woman to attain within themselves a balance between their respective predominating and hidden qualities. Man is guided more by reason and woman more by feeling. Each should strive for an inner balance of both reason and feeling, and so become a whole personality, a perfected human being. Some people behave like donkeys. No matter how much they have suffered from the consequences of sense slavery, they stubbornly go on nourishing their bad habits. They seem to have no memory whatsoever, quickly forgetting the painful results of sense indulgence, and so never learning from their experiences. In nature, all the different animals represent different emotions and characteristics, but man has them all in himself. He can act like the snake, or the wolf, or the fox, or the lion. Within us is the essence of Hades and heaven. We should learn to express more of the heavenly qualities. Intuition is the surest judge of character. Though an interesting study of character is possible through analysis of the eyes, the emotions, and the physical features, as has been pointed out, the greatest and highest way to learn about character is through soul intuition. If your mind and feeling remain perfectly calm, you will be able to feel intuitively and exactly the nature of each person you meet. My task is to take all kinds of people for training and help. It is not good to set a limitation on any human being, confining his possibilities to a certain analysis. But whether he changes or remains the same, intuition will be able to tell you more than your diagnosis of the eyes, feelings, or physical features, whatever the nature of that person is. Intuition is the greatest analytical power. As a mirror reflects all things held before it, so when your mind mirror is calm, you will be able to see reflected in it the true quality of others. If you are busy doing good to all, remaining calm and meditative, the true character of whoever comes to you will be revealed to you. Thank you for listening to this recording of How to Read Character by Paramahansa Yogananda. May this reflection help you see others and yourself with more discernment, compassion, and intuitive wisdom. As you purify your own heart, may you behold the deeper truth in every soul, beyond appearances and imperfections. Peace. Amen.